So you came back to look at some of this German stuff we have in this cabinet, yeah. These guys were some mean bastards, yeah. What they did. Now, again, we might have told you about our former VFW member, Emil. He was in a tank unit, went all the way to Berlin. And besides kicking a lot of German Army ass and sending them back to where they belong, he picked up a lot of their stuff along the way. When he got to Berlin, he made a pretty good collection to bring back. And so we don't put this here to glorify them at all exactly. We're glorifying Emil for what he did. Taking their stuff, I mean, they did an outstanding job. These tank units taking on the German Panzer tanks, which were superior to ours as far as firepower and their armor. But through our tactics and through the mental strength, physical strength of our soldiers, we were able to defeat them. It wasn't easy, but we were able to defeat them. Yes, and people will argue that. They might say we just wore them down, but you know, our American guys were out there and they put everything into that, winning that war. So, you know, as I had mentioned before in other videos, some nasty things on here. Here we have, this is homemade. Emil's son had brought this stuff in, and no one's ever seen this before. This is, it's homemade. It's made from an antler or elk antler. Whoever made this, and I don't use the word gentleman at all, the person that made it, but he also put his death head skull from his cap, I guess, on the end of it, and some sort of another German Army insignia on the side here. And he made himself a knife blade, and this is some sort of dagger that this crumb put together, and thankfully Emil brought it back, and him and his ugly cohorts will never be able to display this again, and we'll just show this as the conquerors over these bastards that you know, we've got it now here, nice safe place out of the way. And here, let me show you something else. This is how they let me put this in a way that no one's going to get hurt here on this blade. Oh, see, I know you don't have much time, but can I just show you just one more item here? Just one more. This is a Hitler Youth knife. You've probably heard the Hitler Youth, right? Yeah, they brought these kids up with that, you know, with a certain mentality to believe that the Aryan race was the most powerful race, and they would come out with a lot of different things for these kids to carry. Now, we had Boy Scouts, we had pocket knives and things like this, but there was a meaning behind this. And this is the Hitler Youth knife here. You know, maybe our curator, Gary Linden, will go in detail more on this later on items like this. But again, unfortunately, these young people were ingrained with the belief that they were superior to everyone else, and that everybody else... Now, my parents were from Poland, and my father was in the Polish Army, and my mother was taken when she was a young teenager into Poland. And actually, you can listen to our podcast on our YouTube channel that you're on here, that you're recording for here. Yeah, they ingrained these young people with this mentality, and then they treated everybody else, not only the Jews, and they did a number to the Jewish people, of course, but also to the Poles and the Czechoslovakians. They called the Poles dirty dogs and subhuman. They called all Slovaks subhuman. So anyways, that's in here. And come here, take a look at it, see what's in here, you know, and just see, you know, we must, again, as I mentioned before, we must learn from the past. We must progress ourselves, and we can look at this stuff. And we have a few more items in here. I know you don't have the time. We have the helmet. We have Nazi armband, you know, German Army armband. We have ceremonial. Yeah, I know. But like I said, our curator, Gary Linden, may go over this one day and give if he hasn't already done so, I believe he has done some knives on his videos. Anyways, that's in here. You can take a look at it when you come through. Be careful, some of it's sharp. And take a look at it. And yeah, these were the bad guys, and they were definitely bad guys. But here's our hero right